Hey guys, it's our Snap from Rambling Rican. Sitting in my living room, perched in a corner with the window open so I can actually have some light. Sorry for me being in half pajamas and half Sasuke. And I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I ended up taking to Japan. I took my old book, like 2015. Yeah, I took my old book because I wanted to get this. Now, for those who don't know, that one is Akiyama's signature. Yay! I know I have it somewhere else. Come on. Yep, there it goes. Right there. So I'm happy I brought that because I didn't have many photos of him, and I found out the day before I was going to go to Sasuke that he was going to be around. And so this time around with this one, and yes, you can blame Yuji because Yuji actually did that by accident. I had far less signatures this year, but I got big ones. So that was the one that I was most worried about. This one being one of my favorites. I didn't get Kong this year. I talked to him. It's just because the tournament was kind of nuts and it went into different days. People that would have normally been a little bit more relaxed were really stressed because the first stage hadn't even been done yet. So I didn't approach many people for that reason, because it was an extremely stressful weekend. So, and so more importantly, I wanted to show you a lot of the things that I ended up getting. I'm still in the process of mailing all this stuff out. So before I ended up mailing them all out, these are all signed. So there's a lot of multiples, like stuff like this. That's Tatsuya Tada. That's of course Makoto Nagano. Let me see. This is actually one of my favorites. That's with Jean in the middle with Takeda and Nagano. Breathe man. Anastas Ragivaru. Shineki Shimoto. It's actually a really good photo. But like 90% of these are from the tournament. Oh, I did end up getting one photo which I printed out in Japan because I ended up taking it on a memory stick. This one. I wish I had a bigger one of this one. This was taken at his house during his interview. And they had asked him, you know, if you knew Arsenet, and of course he did, because I've known him now for almost 10 years. And, but we had never met, and so he went, so they ended up doing this for me where they were signing, I don't know if you can see it. There you go, yeah. The Hello Arsenet. Yeah, that, it's now become a meme. And so he signed it, he has one photo and I have the other. So that's of course my own personal thing. And, oh, this is also one of my favorites. Again, I couldn't get Kong to sign that one, but I got Bunpei to sign it. Yay! Hyoki. Out of all of these, I only got Yuji to sign it. I have all of the Hello Arsenet ones signed finally by Nagano. This is the original one. So if anybody was wondering around, tell you the story of this one, since it's now basically lost to the ether. This was A&W 4. Yeah, it was A&W 4. First time it's ever been in Vegas. And I was telling Matt Eisman, who at that point used to still talk to me, that Nagano was on his way over, and he didn't believe me, and he's like, absolutely not, he's not here. And I said, absolutely so, he's there in the lot, go and look for him. So he's like, alright. So I think it was about 5 hours after that, and this was all through Twitter, And he says the rumors have been confirmed, and then he sent this photo. So he was shocked because I knew that he was going to be there, and nobody in production told him that he was going to be there. So I thought that was hilarious, and the fact that he ended up just taking some random sheet of paper to write down "Hello Arsenette" and then Nagano signing it. Oh my god, he's so tiny! I'm actually Nagano's size, so this is how small I would be. Of course, wider, because, you know, that's how it is. And so, oh, in fact, this is how I would look like next to Nagano. So yeah, I'm a bit wider than him. So, but yeah, Matt is ginormous. So it's just really funny. That's right. He's like unshaven and stuff. Normally most people see him all, you know, clean and spanky. So it's just really funny. These were also basically commission photos that people wanted signed. And what was the other one? Oh, and this one. Yeah, he loved signing these, and I will be putting videos of him signing some of these because he took the time. He sat down as a middle of the afternoon because at this point they were so dreadfully behind schedule that we just kind of hung around. I missed the first 50 people. I sat in the, I guess, the reception area / food court. And because again, I wasn't feeling well. This is like the worst year for me being healthy because I wasn't. And so I sat down for a good portion of it. And as soon as they took out, they had like little plastic tables. And the tables that's where once registration was done and they finished off that area, they started putting all of the like t-shirts and stuff like that to be sold in the same place that they had registration. And then behind that they had put like plastic lawn chair type things with the tables so people can go eat because the food trucks were already set up. So I grabbed the first one and just sat there like 90% of the day, and then I would say about 60% of the day, and then my husband sat there for like 90% of the day because he wasn't feeling well either. So it was a rough tournament health-wise. Otherwise, it was perfectly fine. And so he sat down and signed photos, and then we sat there and talked for like an hour. So let's see. I'm actually not gonna take this out, but I think most people can figure out this is the Sasuke towel. And then this one I thought was actually pretty good. I gave people ideas, you know, that give me ideas that you want signed and whatever. And a couple people actually did take me up on it. So thank you very much. This one I'm exceptionally proud of. This one was, because last year, and I'll put a video of it somewhere on the page, I wanted to give Morimoto a cup, and the story with that was that I was trying to figure out if there was like merchandise that people wanted to buy, and of course nobody said anything about it, and that was fine. But I kept telling Morimoto during the Skype interview that there were things that they can do to, you know, sell stuff with their face on it, and they wouldn't believe me. And sorry if I keep going between you two, I'm still very distracted on how I'm supposed to do these things. For me, it seems weird to be talking directly to, so I stare there, but it's off, but I'm so sorry. So, the original one, of course, for Morimoto already has. He didn't believe me that I could send something to him. And again, somewhere in here, I will show you his reaction to seeing his own photo. So, Venus head trap, I think it is. I keep thinking Venus flytrap. Griffin. So Griffin wanted something signed, and so I created a cup. And this is the cup. In fact, I'll start it off from here. It has the three friends, Sasuke, and then Nagano, and then as you can tell, he signed it. So I haven't sent this yet. I am hoping to send it this week, so then he can have it for his his Sasuke viewing party thing. So I am hoping that he has this beforehand so he can have it. He was the only one that wanted it to do that. I have a video of when he signed it. It happened to be there was, of course, the break between the first and second stages, which at that point was dark. So it was a little difficult to get that. It was just packing stuff in the car, so they didn't have to deal with that in the middle of the night, which was smart. And so I took an advantage because he was with his family, and we're putting all this stuff together, and I'm like, oh crap, I never got the cup signed. So because most of the signatures were on day 1, so in day 2 I'm sitting there going, day 1 I had realized that I left this at home or at the hotel, and I'm like freaking out going, I brought this all the way over, took space in my luggage. And so this time, because he ended up not running the first day, so I took it the second day, and I'm like, can you please do that? And of course everybody was really nervous before the rest of the first day was gonna go. I didn't want to be that person of, hey, can you sign this for me? And so I didn't, because he hadn't run Morimoto wasn't there. He was last. He ended up being pushed to the following day. So yeah, I'm trying desperately not to do any spoilers or anything, since I was there sitting in the freaking front row for both different areas. So the first, I was sitting in like middle row from like 50 to about Jean's run, which was like 75, and I didn't want to push it being there longer because I had number 70 on, and technically I think I could have been there from like 70 to 80. It was because they were doing like staggered. If you were there for 70, you can do 70 to 80. You couldn't be there from 60 to 70. It was really weird how they did it, because each year you have a security firm that is hired, and that's separate from every company. It's their own people, and so they set their own rules. Last year was a bit lax on how they did things. This year was much different, because this year you even had to show your passport to get your registration to make sure that your name matched the list that the competitor had put in there. I saw people being turned away, so that was something. Last year was kind of a free-for-all where all of a sudden, Jean would come over and say, how many did you bring? Let's just pick a number 8, and they would give them 8 passes. And this year, no. This year was, okay, send that person had to show their passport, this is what I look like, blah, 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 blah. And they gave it to us individually. So y'all planning the crash Sasuke, they're getting a lot smarter. So I ended up leaving after Jean's run for a little bit, because I kept kind of going back and forth. I didn't want to overstay my welcome, and then I didn't want to mess up with security either. But I was allowed to return back a little bit later on that evening, and I think it was like mid-80s. Could have been early 80s, and everything's sort of a fog because there was so much going on. But I ended up sitting in the front row in the middle of that huge chaos. So it was interesting, because you'll see it in the broadcast. I'll probably do another blog afterwards vlog afterwards, so I can give my perceptions of what was actually going on, because I have no idea what's going to be shown. So until all that's shown, I don't want to talk too much on it, because it may end up being spoilers. I don't know. Spoilers on what the place looked like. I don't know. So either way, I have no interest in getting myself messed up. Especially since, and it wasn't like last year wasn't, but this year was exceptionally so, where TBS, Fullcom, and there were like several different sets of people there, which is fairly normal. They were really sweet to me, so I had a lot more. I can't say I had a lot more access because I didn't push it this year. Last year I wanted to watch like every possible run that I could, and of course burn myself. I still have, you see this? This was from last year. You see how much I burned myself? I mean, I really didn't get that much sun this year at all. In fact, this is about as much sun as I got. I had a little bit of a band here. But yeah, I'm now showing Puerto Rican. Because I was very, very pale. But again, this year I wanted to do a little bit different, and health didn't help. But it turned out to my benefit because I sat down for like 90% of it, which was good. Because my foot couldn't handle that, and of course health-wise, yada yada. But no one needs to hear that. So anyway, I wanted to show you more stuff. That was, in fact, Venus is getting the towel and the cup. So I'll move that there. I have them all separated, so these are my domestic stuff, and then these are my internationals. And as you can tell, I had to order new ones because these are reused ones, and like some of these are broken, and so I ordered them. They should be coming in this week. But this is the one with the gold lettering. The silver lettering, it's the same thing, but that's what that looks like. The back, okay, these are cool. So it was another one. This was my friend from Canada decided to try something very, very different, and I'll take it out. You see that? He ended up making a CD case of Nagano's single. You see his signature. I actually have ended up asking him to do two so then I can have one myself. But you should see the look on his face when he went to sign this. Wow! That was a great reaction. Canada. This was amazing. So I'll see if I can try to put a clip of that because that was hilarious. Again, thank you everybody for coming up with different ideas outside of, you know, t-shirts and certain photos. These were another two. And I paid extra for this. Thank you very much. The money was very, very needed. So this is one of them. This is going to Tim, who for the second year in a row got me my airplane tickets. I'm gonna spend a lifetime trying to repay him for those. And this was another. This goes to Canada. So it's actually a group of people that live in Canada. This was a special order. I found out that he sells these, but check that out. And for those who don't know who this is, yeah. Oop, there we go. I stalk it as. So this goes to my friend Trish, who is a massive Takara fan. And yeah, I got two of them. So one for her and one for me. And he was really sweet because it's like, okay, they're 25 bucks each. And so I ordered two of them, and he brought them to the tournament. So yay! Thank you very much. Let's see what else. Okay, no, the rest is basically the same setup: towels, t-shirts, and photos. So yeah, that's my haul, and I have to pack these all up and send these out, and hopefully everybody gets them before the tournament. Doesn't look, I know the internationals will not have time to get these, so I apologize for that. Last year I ended up sending out, what was it, August, September? So I'm hoping to get them all out before the end of June. Health has been sucky. And this is actually the first day that I'm not sneezing my head off, so I didn't want to get any like cooties or anything on the videos. I still have a couple of these shirts from Tia's bag. This was last year's. Still have also from last year. And yeah, I had 2 of these. And I think I've done a video of these before, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this still says Sasuke Rising on it. And this one was the one from last year, the Sasuke 31 shirt. They don't say Rising anymore. In fact, as you can tell, they're back to just Sasuke, which is nice. I'm very happy about that. It still has freaking Mount Midoriyama in the back, so I'm glad I have long hair so I can cover it. And I also still have the last of these. There were 3 of these, and there's now just 1. I ended up getting the one for this year, but they weren't numbered. They're a little bit different, so I got both of those. But if anybody's interested in them, that's fine. But I'm probably not going to sell those. And I'll be here. I'm going to try to see if I can develop YouTube a little bit more. People seem to like that. I'm a little surprised, but they are. And so, if y'all don't mind seeing my ugly mug every once in a while, I'll be around. But in the meantime, I'm not going anywhere. So, I know people have been sending me messages like, don't leave! And I'm like, well, I'm technically not leaving. Trust me, I'm not. I'm just backing off on a lot of the informational stuff, which takes an obscene amount of time. And so I want to concentrate on stuff that are making me happy again, because I have been miserable quite lately. And Sasuke always makes me happy, so long as I get out of the politics part of that. There are still things that I'm working on in the background that I'm still desperately trying to finish, because I've already put so many years behind it, and you might see some of those, you might not. It just really depends on the political hurdles of clearing some of those. But I'll keep you posted on those, and that would be, I know one of them will require a fundraiser, but that will make more sense when I get to it, and that's not a personal thing, you know, like sending Rambling Rican to Japan. So hopefully keep your finger crossed on that. I'm excited about that one. I've been wanting to talk about that for a year, but you can tell it's still nowhere near, so that would have been like eating crow, like, why haven't you done it? And look, trust me, I'm still working on it. But yeah, these things take time, and hopefully now that after I'm done with blog hell, I'll be able to get a lot of that stuff taken care of. So we'll see.